Tensions are rising again in the Horn of Africa, and this time, the warning signs are impossible to ignore. Ethiopia has formally accused Eritrea of crossing its borders, supporting rebel forces, and deliberately escalating a situation that many feared would return one day. In a strongly worded letter sent through diplomatic channels, Addis Ababa warned that Eritrea's actions are no longer provocation, but outright aggression. This is not just another dispute between neighbors. This is a story rooted in history, unresolved borders, broken peace agreements, and a region that has never fully healed from past wars. To understand why this moment matters, we need to step back. Ethiopia and Eritrea share one of the most painful modern histories in Africa. Eritrea's independence in the early 1990s created a new reality in the Horn, but it also planted the seeds of conflict. What followed was a brutal border war between 1998 and 2000 that killed more than 100,000 people. The war officially ended, but the peace never truly arrived. Borders remained disputed. Trust never returned. For years, the two countries existed in a state of cold hostility, neither at war nor at peace. Then came 2018. When Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed traveled to Asmara, the world saw images of reconciliation. Flights resumed, borders reopened, families reunited. Many believed a historic chapter had finally closed. Abiy even received the Nobel Peace Prize for his role in ending the standoff. But peace in the Horn has always been fragile. When Ethiopia's civil war erupted in Tigray in 2020, Eritrea became a key ally of the Ethiopian federal government. Eritrean troops crossed into Ethiopian territory with Addis Ababa's approval, fighting against Tigrayan forces. That alliance reshaped the conflict and ultimately helped defeat the Tigray People's Liberation Front. Yet alliances in the Horn are rarely permanent. Today, Ethiopia accuses Eritrea of doing the unthinkable, supporting armed groups that oppose the very peace agreement that ended the war. According to Ethiopian officials, Eritrean forces have moved deeper into Ethiopian territory and are conducting joint military operations with rebel groups along sensitive border areas. Ethiopia says it has intercepted weapons and ammunition allegedly sent from Eritrea to these groups. Eritrea denies everything, accusing Ethiopia of fabricating claims to justify a future war. This is where the danger lies. Because once both sides start accusing each other of preparing for war, miscalculation becomes easy. A single incident can spiral out of control. There is also a deeper issue driving this confrontation, one that goes beyond troops and accusations. Access to the sea. Ethiopia, Africa's second most populous country, has been landlocked since Eritrea's independence. For decades, this was accepted as reality. But in recent years, Ethiopian leaders have openly described sea access as an existential issue. Prime Minister Abiy has said losing access to ports was a historic mistake that cannot be ignored forever. In its latest message, Ethiopia suggested that if Eritrean troops withdraw, talks could begin on broader issues, including potential access to the Red Sea through the port of Assab. For Eritrea, this is an extremely sensitive subject. Sovereignty is central to its national identity, and any discussion of ports immediately raises alarm. Then there are the accusations about atrocities. Last week, Abiy publicly stated that Eritrean troops were responsible for massacres in the historic city of Aksum during the early stages of the Tigray War. Human rights organizations have previously documented killings there in 2020. Allegations Eritrea has always denied. By raising this issue now, Ethiopia is not just revisiting the past. It is signaling that accountability and unresolved grievances are back on the table. For the Horn of Africa, this moment is critical. The region is already under pressure from conflicts in Sudan, insecurity in Somalia, economic hardship, and climate shocks. Another war between Ethiopia and Eritrea would not stay confined to their borders. It would disrupt trade routes, destabilize neighbors, and reverse years of slow regional recovery. The question now is not who is right or wrong. The question is whether leaders will choose escalation or restraint. Will diplomacy prevail before military posturing turns into open conflict? Or is the Horn once again drifting toward a war it cannot afford? This is not just Ethiopia's story. This is not just Eritrea's story. This is the Horn of Africa standing at another crossroads, and the direction it takes next will shape the region for years to come. Subscribe to Horn Daily for trusted coverage of the Horn of Africa, and share your views in the comments.